little tiny spots will be blisters later. It'll just come back out. It'll haunt your ass. It don't take but a little bit to grow. That's where those black dots are, right there on the edge. That's what all the black dots down in the bottom were. But when they do these originals and do the steam right around all this, it's all put together that way. And from this point, go back and take a waffle wheel and everything and clean it all out. And get the rest of the rust ground out. And keep treating it and clean it, acid it. I mean, all this spot right here in the front, it was, I'm just smearing lead on it, but it was all rust and holes. And that's just normal for the age. You know, like this spot right here in the back, we cleaned out the lead, but we haven't went and waffle wheeled it and cleaned in the metal and treated it and acided it. All this we removed right here, and it's just solid rust under it all. And that's like down here, this corner we removed, it was rust here, it was rust all through here. It's just going to come back through. So, trying to get the wood lined up and finished, and we'll go back and take care of all the metal work as we get the wood fitted, and then we'll clean out the metal.
Alright, we're in the back of the Packard here. I wanted to stop. I was melting out this lead. This side here, I waffle wheeled and got everything nice and fancy. Well, nice and smooth, I should say. But this lead, you can see it hiding a whole bunch of imperfections in the metal, which is normal. You can see it here. You can see this big goober right here. This was all full of lead here that was actually taking up all this area in here to make it look good, because they had this huge freaking goober right here. But if you step back and just look at it, everything looks good. But underneath the lead, this whole area right in here, all this rust is underneath this lead here. This is a pretty good example of why we have to get rid of this old lead. We got to get rid of the old lead, and then we got to come in and clean. Like right in here, everything looks all right. But once you come in with a waffle wheel, like here, you can see how the lead, this is where all the lead's at. Came down around here. Here's some more up in here. Now, I waffle wheeled and cleaned up all this stuff in here as soon as this focuses. You can see right here, there's a bunch of rust. You can see a whole line of rust right here. You can see rust in here. So all this is hiding underneath all this old lead. So if we don't get rid of this, this car is going to come back to us in a couple of years, and they're going to be scratching their head and wondering why they're having so many issues with paint and bubbling up and rust coming through. Now you can see this is the original seam here of the panels. So you can follow this and actually see how this car was built after the wooden frame was put on. This here would have been one panel in here that came up and the whole way up around. Same thing up here. You can see the split between panels here to here. And that's how they did it. It was carriage building. It was before they had, you know, metal frames and everything. You know? So, but you can see, so this was cleaned off before, and here's the seam. Here's the factory seam. You can see deep in here, and right here, there's a bunch of rust. Here's rust, and you can see how thick that lead is in there. So, same with this. We removed lead around here, and it's covered in rust. Same with down here. So this is why we have to go as far as we do. Like I said, I just cleaned this out and we got rust spots up in here. So that's just gonna cause problems. And here we got cracks in the lead. So this is gonna have to come out. And you can see how half-assed this stuff was. Look how deep this is. This was their factory seams right here. Right here. All these dings and dents and everything, they just put lead over it. They don't care how thick it was. It's a big difference between lead and new putty. Okay. I'm gonna keep moving forward. I just wanted to show a good video of why we're doing what we're doing. Like right here, here's all rust. Right along this edge. Right in that lip. So from this here, it don't look too bad. But once I clean up all this extra lead and everything in here, you're gonna see that it's gonna be all this rust. Alright, well, I came in and I cleaned up that stuff that I was just talking about, but if you bring the camera in here, you can really see these dark areas as your rust in here. So all this little pitted shit right in here, it's all rust. And you can really see now that I cleaned up, this was all under lead. And all this, you can, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see those pits as rust. And then, so this is just reiterating why we're taking this off, this lead off. And if you come up here, George, bring that camera over here. You can see there's cracks in the lead, which is rust from underneath. I don't know if you can focus on that shit or not.
Yeah, yeah, I can do it pretty decent.
Well, if you look at that area, whereabouts you're at has been repaired before, and somebody has beat on that area and ground it out and had some body putty in that area. That's what this shit is. Somebody was in there before. So you're gonna most likely have infection there. And then finding cracks on it. Anywhere you find a crack or a split line.
Yeah, let me see if I can't find a good one. Well, that one right there is a hell of a crack in it. So that's just rust coming up through. And it's like, you know, it needs to be done right. We can't half-ass it. We don't want it coming back. Cutting the area out right here, George. Right in here. Mimicking this side, that way I can get this to fit in here. After all this wood shaped and everything, and these panels start going in. It'll probably look a little bit different whenever I hang it up there, right? But that'll go in just like that. This area here is what I'm cutting out, so this will fit right into here. You can see I got this whole entire edge here cut out, trimmed out, so this rocker fits real nice. I got all the wood trimmed up, got everything back here trimmed up, so we can start moving forward with this. I'll show you. Stay right there. All this wood and trim, this all gets covered up then, just like that. So you have that back there, you have this right here, you got pieces that are going to go the whole way up around. So fitting all that, we got the doors fitting remotely decent, but I got to get these to start fitting so I can double check all the fitment of the doors. So when the car came in, nothing was put together, so it looked like some of these doors were messed with right here, George. think it was this edge. It's one of these edges. You can tell that they kind of ground it down and then re-welded it back in. This one right here. I don't know if you can really see it as well as you can feel it. They definitely messed with this edge, because whenever I was fitting the door, it was tight. And a lot of times these older cars, they're just put in and they weren't too worried about 1/8" gaps the whole way around. So somebody definitely was trying to make their gap with how tight the tolerances were in here. So that's an old trick right there. You can grind this down and then weld this edge and then clean it up, and then it'll give you your gap, instead of cutting into the body and making shapes and weld and everything like that. But it's coming along. It looks like somewhat of a car over here now.